Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about how Lowkey Streetwear brands have gained popularity in recent years, how they are beginning to compete with classic streetwear brands, and how this could impact the future of streetwear. I'm going to do this by covering a few topics, starting with the resources needed to start a streetwear brand. In the 90s and early 2000s, starting a streetwear brand was much more difficult. Not only did you need a lot of capital to invest due to high minimum order requirements as well as other costs, but you also needed to have the know-how of where and how to get garments produced. Originally, it was much harder to get in contact with foreign manufacturers, and often people would have to already have connections with the industry or travel to these countries to find cheap production. To add to this, graphic designers were an essential to any brand, as graphic work was much more complex and a lot of factors needed to be considered when printing onto a garment. However, nowadays the process is very different, with brands being able to sell to market within the first day of being created. This has been due to many advancements which have made it so much easier for streetwear brands to start. For example, improvements in software such as Photoshop has made graphic work 10 times easier, meaning graphics can be created with no prior knowledge of graphic design. Furthermore, thanks to the internet, finding supplies and blanks to print on only requires a Google search. Services such as Taobao and Alibaba have made it much easier to find blanks and suppliers that are much cheaper with far lower minimum order requirements. Dropshipping has also had a major impact on creating a streetwear brand, as brands can be started with virtually no capital and still consumers can have the product in hand within a few days, thanks to printing techniques such as DTG and fast international shipping. I think Trevor's post here best exemplifies how new brands can start up. So, we know the barriers to entry to creating a streetwear brand are very low. However, what's the difference between brands that fail and brands that succeed? As much as I'd love to say the reason is due to unique design and quality, unfortunately the main reason is marketing, which brings me to my next topic, social media. Social media is arguably the main reason why new streetwear brands have been able to scale so quickly. It is an essential marketing tool that, if used correctly, can result in brands becoming extremely popular. One of the core social media platforms that brands use to grow is Instagram. An example of a brand that has utilised Instagram effectively is Worldwide Youth. With the brand being just over 2 years old, it has amassed over 100,000 followers. But how did they gain this following in such a short amount of time? Well, one of the most common methods for these brands to gain popularity on Instagram is through using influencers. Admittedly, Worldwide Youth did have somewhat of a following before using this method, but using Lil Tecca as someone to advertise a brand has pushed Worldwide Youth forward, with the brand even being mentioned on the complex show Sneaker Shopping. Using influencers is an effective form of advertisement, as often the brand and the influencer will have common themes, so if people are interested in the influencer, it is likely they'll be interested in the brand. In this case, Tecca makes music for the youth, and Worldwide Youth supplies the clothing. Another method that is becoming more popular is brands using archive pages as well as dedicated Lowkey brand pages to gain a following. Some notable archive pages are T-shirt archives, Das archives, and Gallery. These pages showcase a certain garment from a brand, which can give new brands a big boost, as these pages have large followings. They can be particularly effective in giving the brand exposure if the archive page has a certain aesthetic which the brands fit, as people who follow the page are looking for that aesthetic. Some examples of Lowkey brand pages are Avant Space and Hype Never Dies. Avant Space has only recently gained a lot of traction, but is making big waves in the scene, helping a lot of smaller brand pages and even creating an app to showcase Lowkey brand drops. If you're looking to discover new Lowkey brands, I highly recommend downloading the Avant Space app, as it showcases daily drops from upcoming brands. Collaboration is also a tool that can be used for smaller brands to grow, as brands can combine fan bases when releasing collections. Worldwide Youth has also utilised this form of marketing very well, with a collaboration with hard jewellery selling out very quickly. These brands already have an overlapping fan base, so it makes sense for these smaller brands to collaborate, as it further builds hype for both brands involved. Instagram is not the only platform though which brands can use to grow, with Reddit also being a platform where brands can get exposure. The threads r/streetwear and r/streetwear startups can give brands a good opportunity to showcase their drops. However, r/streetwear is famously known for being toxic when it comes to new brands. r/streetwear startup also has a lot of resources for new brands starting out, such as guides on how to find manufacturers as well as guides on graphic designs. Not only this, but they also offer criticism on designs before they're released, which can help brands develop a better final product before a drop. More recently, Lowkey brands have also began gaining coverage on YouTube, with channels such as Keezy TV and Jacob Star making Lowkey fashion brand videos, which gives them exposure on platforms that usually talk about bigger brands such as Supreme and Babe. I've also noted that some hypebeast YouTubers have started talking about Lowkey brands, so maybe we can hope the hypebeast is becoming a dying breed. So, what does this mean for the future of streetwear? I personally believe this is a step in the right direction for streetwear, mainly because it lends more to personal style. This is because there are more brands for people who are into streetwear to buy into, and this allows people to gravitate more towards brands they identify with. I believe this is a good move for the scene compared to the position streetwear has been in for the past few years, where it's been overpopulated by hypebeasts wearing often just one brand. I also think this could lead streetwear into places never seen before, as one of the main criticisms that people have with current popular brands such as Supreme is that the seasons are very repetitive. With newer brands having no expectations, it allows them to experiment and break the boundaries of what streetwear can become, which could give more credibility to streetwear in the fashion world. This has already been seen with brands such as Fishscale, which are making more than just hoodies and tees with graphics on. The sky seems to be the limit when it comes to streetwear's future, although others don't seem to think so. Thanks for watching. If you could leave a like and subscribe, that would really help me out. I should have the next video out soon.